And you're like, but Matt, we're so small. That can't be true. We're so tiny. Think about us in comparison to this vast universe. So we're going to get sciencey again because I love that stuff. But I'll have you know that the known universe is much smaller than it is large. I'm going to say that again. The universe is much smaller than it is large. That is, this vast universe that we can scarcely comprehend, that is 14 billion light years across, at least, right? The size of that doesn't compare to the smallness contained in the same universe. And here's how I'll explain this. Scientists have calculated the smallest possible distance there can be. I don't know how they calculated. They use relativity and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. But it's called Planck length, because I think a scientist named Planck discovered it. But it's called the Planck length. And it is the smallest possible length that can exist. And below that length has no meaning. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's a thing. But I find this really cool, because listen to this. The Planck length, which is the smallest, and there's also a Planck time, that's the smallest possible interval of time. But these things that we're talking about are so minuscule, it will blow your mind. We all know atoms are really small, right? We can barely see them with we need an electron microscope to see them. Okay, check this out. If an atom, a hydrogen atom, were the size of the Earth, Planck length would be the size of an atom. Do you hear that? That's small. That's really small. If an atom were the size of the Earth, a Planck length would be the size of an atom. Do you see how much smallness is contained inside of us? Inside of this chair? How much smallness, how much space is contained inside of that thing? And so when you say, well, Matt, we're so small. Yeah, that's true. We're tiny. We're also enormous. We are enormous beings compared to the smallest things in this universe. I think that's quite powerful. So remember that. When you're like, I'm only a piece, but you're a giant piece. And remember that each piece is the whole banana. Each piece is the whole banana.